Hello everybody. On my previous video I showed you how to check for a weak clutch coil. Like when the compressor or the engine got warm, the compressor would kick out, would kick back in. We tapped the front of this hub here and it would start working again. And we looked at the gap right here is way too much. That's a 34 thousandths filler gauge and it's way too much. So I'm thinking it's just worn down so much that it cannot energize that front hub. So we need to get this 8mm bolt off right here. First thing you want to do is we got to grab this with some channel locks or something and keep it from turning while we're trying to get that bolt off. But you get the idea. You'll hold it here and then you'll take a 8mm, either a wrench or a socket, and break that bolt free. It's like right here. I've already got this freed up, and you'll spin it off the rest of the way with your hand. Okay, and you'll take a little screwdriver or something and go in here and start working around this thing where you can get it to slide off a little. Reach in here and grab it. Pull it the rest of the way off. And that's the clutch hub. And I can already see this thing is worn. It's got grooves in it. It's worn down to the rivets. It's riveted to rivets for this front cover plate here. But I think I can get some more life out of this. But what I need to do is we need to move this hub in closer to this pulley. Now there's a shim inside here that I need to get out. Sometimes when you take these off, that shim will be stuck here on the end of the shaft. You'll go on the back side of this hub with a little screwdriver and push that shim out. I don't know if I can do this with one hand or not. Let me set this camera down. Okay, got it out. That's the shim that was inside here. I don't know if you can see the thickness of it. They make all different thick size shims in order to get that clutch hub set right. I've got a ton of these shims. And they used to sell them from Ford. I don't know if they still do. But it was a bag full of shims and stuff. If you happen to need a shim, you live close by, just come by and I'll give you a shim. I think I had a real thin one picked out. I think this is it. If I can get it out of there. Come on. Yeah, magnet's got shims all over it. There we go. That's a real thin one. We'll just set it inside there. A little screwdriver. Get that thing seated down in there. Just push it down in there where it's flush. When you put these on, sometimes the shim will flip sideways in here. You drop like a drop of oil down in there and that'll hold it in place. But I think I'd keep it tilted. May work. Yeah. Okay, so that brought that gap way in. I'll take your bolt. Back on, just snug it up. We're just going to snug it up right now. I'll tighten it up later. Just going to snug it up real good. Then we're going to check that gap. A lot of times you can check that gap too by just doing this right here. Make sure it's not contacting by spinning around. And let's see here. I think I've got a 12 thousandths here. Let's try that 12 thousandths gauge one. It's a little bit big. I think it's a 15 would do that perfectly. But as long as that 12 is not contacting, I think I'll be all right. I think when I set these up, when I put new ones on, I usually set them between 18 to 20. That feels good right there. Well, I think that'll work. You don't have to have a filler gauge to do it. You can always just look at it, push the hub in while you're looking at it, and you start your engine up, turn your air off, and if you hear a metal to metal noise, then that hub is too close. You need to take that back off, put a thicker shim in it, and retry it. Well, let's see here. I think that'll work. I'll tighten that up and give it a try, but that being that much closer now, I shouldn't have any more problems with it. Anyway, hope that helps somebody.